Thank you, Coach. We are in the Pacific Northwest as we get set for football at CenturyLink Field here in Seattle. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the New York Giants and the Seattle Seahawks. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Now a first carry for Giovanni Bernard. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. On the stop, Stephon Anthony with a tackle.
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the second and the third level.
Now Wilson on second down. And it's incomplete.
Certainly looked like maybe his third or his fourth read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
An incomplete pass on second down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. And now the Giants will stop play as they take a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5, and the punt team will now come out on 4th down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And it's taken in at the 9. And it's a 43-yard punt, a return of 5. And the Giants' drive will start from deep in their territory with a 1st and 10. A first carry for the former Nittany Lion. This is Saquon Barkley. Accelerating, and off he goes. 20, 10, touchdown, Giants. Saquon Barkley, his 19th touchdown now on the season. And the Giants are going to take a first quarter lead. First quarter touchdown run. Remember, this coming on the heels of his NFC Offensive Player of the Week performance that was so great last week.
Did you feel the rumble all the way up here in the
big
booth?
Bodies up front.
Big bodies moving people, and him, of course, charging through those great holes that were created.
So off to a great start here, maybe looking for award number 2, adding to the award that he won last week in the NFC. The Seahawks offense now, they get set to go back to work. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak can have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. On second down, here's Wilson. It's a loss of 4. Now third down. On third down, Wilson. Flush to his right. He finds his man, Baldwin. It's a big hook up there, Wilson to Baldwin. 41 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
14, find it.
Well, throw on first down with Wilson. Underneath, this is Bernard. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. Here's Wilson. He drops it off for Bernard. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. It'll be a gain of 4. And that'll bring up a third down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Now the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And Hopkins' kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
And things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to their goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. New York set to take the field. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. The toss out to Barkley. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. The shotgun snap for Darnold. He dumps it off to Barkley. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. He'll get a couple yards on that one, and it'll be 4th down. 4th down, so on is the punter, Riley Dixon. Back deep, the dangerous Tyler Lockett. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. A gain of 6 there on first. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger game. Also, they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers. Now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Call it a gain of 7, and it gets them a new set of downs. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. A false start backs them up 5, 1st and 15. They'll run it here with Bernard. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. There to stop him on the defensive side, Lorenzo Carter.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Let's go. Hey, tempo. Run left.
On 2nd down, Williams. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. That'll get them some of what they needed, but they're still left here with a 3rd and 9 forthcoming.
Come on, tempo.
From the shotgun, Wilson. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. .46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. Fielded just inside the 20. And he'll be out right at the 35. A nice job on the return there. 16 yards. And it'll be Giant football 1st and 10. New York set to take the field. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. On 2nd down, here's Barkley. Oh, and now he bowls him over. Finding some room at midfield. He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Saquon Barkley with touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Giants strike quickly here for 6 points. Rosas good with the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Rosas now to kick this one away. Now Damian Williams to return it. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him. All right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some.
And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. Alec Ogletree in there to sack him for a loss of 6. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. From the gun, it's Wilson. And he checks this one down to Williams. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. A gain of 4 on the play, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a Turkey Bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there and gets the good defensive position, able to affect the play.
Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line. And New York set to take the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And he'll get them a little bit of breathing room across the 5 to the 6-yard line.
And while they hope to continue this drive, it's really already mission accomplished. They've given enough space now that if they have to punt the ball, they've done so with that first run.
A little more room here on 2nd and 6 from the 6.
No, check, Patriot!
To throw on 2nd down is Darnold. And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. Nazir Jones getting in there from his defensive tackle spot to snow him under for a loss of 4. They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. From his end zone, 3rd and long for Darnold. It's caught. Shepard. And they work this out past the 25. A good pickup there, 26 yards. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down. So while the offense has had a big day, no one on that side of the ball is excited about seeing a loss like that. Their goal, to make every play positive. And when you have a bad one like that, your next goal is to not let it spiral into more.
Barkley, toss play left. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain that time, and it leaves them with 3rd and 11 coming up.
And that's one of the few times they've been able to contain him. He's had a heck of a game, and maybe he's getting a little bit tired from how many times he's carried the ball. But I always think back to what all those old coaches say. The ball's not that heavy. Keep carrying it, kid.
Throwing here on 3rd down, Darnold. That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a 1st down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
Now a toss play to Bernard. And he'll be taken down here at about the 23-yard line. It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
On 3rd down, here's Williams. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
And they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Space to maneuver at the 40. And he'll take it to the 43-yard line. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. They'll set up the screen. This is Williams. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on 1st down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're either throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away, throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave them with a 3rd down. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. Now the Giants will use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Now it's Wilson. And this is going to be incomplete.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And New York set to take the field. They got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage.
Leverage.
Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and give these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. Nazaire Jones there on the tackle.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. On 2nd down, Darnold. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Now it's Darnold. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
Well, already seen him catch a few passes out of the backfield in the first half. Unable to connect on that one.
Certainly seems like getting him the ball out of the passing game, though, is part of their game plan.
It certainly is because he catches it well, creates a mismatch. You're going to cover him with a linebacker, a corner, a safety. They feel like he can win every battle.
The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Now Wilson on 1st down. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. He's going to look deep down the field. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. A big play there just before halftime. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Again, Wilson. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. And Hopkins' kick is good. So we come upon halftime here with the visiting Giants out on top. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. On the return, it's Wendell Smallwood. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, they'll start this drive at about the 37-yard line. And now out come the Giants. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
See if they do just that. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down. A first down carry for Barkley. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Here's Darnold now on 2nd down. Escaping the pressure right. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Darnold now to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. Give him 6 on the screen, but now it's 3rd down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
The Giants on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 15. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. Over the middle, he's got his tight end Ingram. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. It's a pickup of 13, but they're still a bit short, and it'll be 4th down. So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. This will be from 56 yards out. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted. But I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. They'll begin here with Bernard. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Now Wilson on 2nd down. And he almost intercepted it. They haven't picked a ball off yet. That probably should have been their first. And it's 3rd down now. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
19.
To throw is Wilson on 3rd down. Baldwin with it over the middle. And he gets this one just shy of the 40 down at the 39. First down Seahawks. Wilson to Baldwin.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
I used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
Wilson now 11 of 17 passing thus far. He's got his guys a 1st and 10. Now a carry for Bernard. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. Play action. Now Wilson. And this is caught. Mercedes Lewis with a grab. And a nice gain at 21 yards.
But when you hit him on the move like that, he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam. Oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. So the drive takes him into Giants territory now. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Here's Bernard. They're able to push forward for about 4 down to the 37.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Again, here's Bernard. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. They'll give him a yard on the play, and that'll make it 3rd down.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Well, Bernard, and the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
Brandon, we're into the second half, and this offense has not scored a lot of points, and that was another example of why. I think it's time to open things up and start really trying to move the ball.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as he'll go for it on fourth down.
Booker T. Where's 52? Watch 52. 52's the light. Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. Now here's Michael Dixon. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. So not only do they get the fumble recovery on the punt, but now look at this field position. He almost took it the distance.
And the ability to not just make the play, but turn it into something big, that's what coaches harp on all the time. How do we create big plays that'll change the game? And that may have been one that just did.
So quite a turn of events. This is first and goal from the 3. They come out here in the I. And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there. Second and goal. From the 2 now, second and goal. Penny will try to punch it in, and he will not be denied. Into the end zone, touchdown Seahawks. Rashad Penny, his first touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks able to make this a close game again. So now a 2-point conversion attempt coming for Wilson and the Seahawks. They'll try and run it here. And he will find the end zone again. So he gets the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. And that'll cut this deficit down a little bit further. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. Smallwood on the return. And he nearly broke that for more. But as it is, they'll start this drive at about the 37-yard line. From Soldier Field, meanwhile, in Chicago, a third-quarter score. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Detroit!
From the 50, it's Darnold. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the all-pro free safety, Earl Thomas. And they will take over at the 29-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. The drive starts with a handoff to Bernard. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Damon Harrison, the one on the stop.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Hey, check Mike 57. Mike 57. Like that.
They go play action with Wilson. Wide open receiver complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A gain of 32 that time.
If post pattern is often equated as a change-up route, how about when you throw it to your big guy down the center of the field? Covered or not, you have great confidence he's going to come down with the football. And when he does, as we just saw, long gains often result.
So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down.
And the big guy catches the ball out of the backfield, and oftentimes it's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
Wilson now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Here's a give to Penny. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
57.
On 2nd down, here's Penny. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense.
And he will not be denied. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Giovanni Bernard, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Seahawks have taken the lead here in the 4th. Extra point good by Hopkins. And that will make this a 4-point game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here's the Giant offense now making their way back out onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go.
Throw it across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 23. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. short throw pick six right there, those linebackers. They love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And here comes the Giants offense back out onto the field. And fresh off the pick six, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talked about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
It comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right? He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Darnold from the gun. They'll complete this to Ingram, his tight end. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for them.
On the catch, this is Russell Shepard. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Tackle made there by Frank Clark.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. 11 more yards there, and this methodical drive continues. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down. Now Darnold, and Ingram holds it in, and they'll get this down to the 10. And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter.
Detroit! Detroit! Hey.
They'll run with Smallwood. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. They'll go again here from the 10-yard line on 2nd and goal.
Watch it now, Barney!
He'll get it up the middle. And they're going to get him down, but not before a pretty good run right there. 7 big yards on the carry there to get him within range of the goal line with 3rd down upcoming. And Barkley will try to punch it in. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. from the left hash. Should be a fairly easy one here. And the kick by Rosas is good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So the field goal got him back within 1 score, and now the focus lies on this onside kick.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Good starting field position here for the Seahawks as they come up 1st and 10. A handoff to Penny. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. And now the Giants will stop play as they take a timeout defensively. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Look for signals. 57 to Mike. 57 to Mike. Hey, 0, 0, 0. Got it, got it, got it. 12, 12.
On 2nd down, Wilson. And the Giant rush gets home as down he goes. And now the Giants, they get the officials' attention and take another timeout. That's going to be their 2nd. They'll be left with 1 more plus the 2-minute warning, and we'll be back. Wilson of the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here.
Tempo, tempo.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this 4th quarter. Wilson now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10.
We got 3, fellas, we got 3. 14, got it.
Now Rashad Penny. And he'll be taken down at the 33, a pickup of about 4. Now the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this.
Gotta go, in and out, let's go.
Again, it's Penny. And oh, he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a 1st down. Wow, a personal foul at this stage in the 4th. Hard to believe.
Really hard to believe, and now that glow of hope that you had begins to flicker out, doesn't it?
Yep. The penalty moves him into the red zone here on 1st and 10. And they will take a knee here. The Seahawks in victory formation as they go ahead and take the knee. And with a 3rd and 13 here, the defense in a dime look. Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it. And that knee will do it. So they snap the losing streak Always a good feeling.
Yeah, I don't know if this one right here, when they're taking a knee, is as much exultation as exhalation, right? They just breathed a sigh of relief. Finally got a win, needed one desperately.
And Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So for the Seahawks, they keep pace in the playoff race as they move to 8-3 on the year. And they'll get another home date next week as the Eagles will come to town. Meanwhile, for the Giants, it's a loss that could hurt them come playoff seeding time as they drop to 8-3. And they will get a home date next